for them coming into this game. And like you said, it looks different. I read one of those stats wrong earlier there. Carson Viss is 6 for 10 right now, in the air. And he's run the ball 8 times for 31 yards, but those have not been very many designed runs. He's running for his life sometimes back there. He's just not able to set his feet in the pocket, and a lot of that's because of the coverage from EGR. So.
No doubt. It's not as though he's getting a lot of pressure, but it's the coverage, and not really sacks because he hasn't been sacked,
right.
But it's the coverage that's leading to the pressure and the escapability required by Viss. East Grand Rapids won the original toss. They deferred to the second half, so they will get the football first in a crucial first possession for the Pioneers. Sailors have known Logan back in the lineup tonight after the soccer player missed the opener. He is the place kicker, and he'll kick it deep to start this third quarter. Tonight's head coaches are Danny Brown from from South Christian and Josh Shattuck from East Grand Rapids. They're presented by Sporting U. Sporting U, you think it, we ink it. We have what you need to look your best. Check them out at sportingu.com. Logan has it teed up. The run-up. Sends it high, end over end to McKeegan. He'll grab it at the 9. Heads straight up the right hash. Breaks a tackle at the 26 and then pounds his way out to the 35 before Colin Victorvine finally wrestled him to the ground. Good field position for the Pioneers to start their first possession.
Yeah, I tell you, that's a great kickoff return. He caught the ball, got north and south right now, and that's exactly what you're looking for in a kickoff return. Breaks one tackle, and now they got the ball on the 35-yard line, headed the other way.
East Grand Rapids has gone with 2 quarterbacks here throughout the game. Scotty Millman, more of the runner, the left-hander, and Carson Thornton, the right-hander. Sound like a pitching bullpen.
Right.
On 1st and 10, McKeegan with his first carry from the backfield slants over the right side. Got about 6 before Luke DeJager slid over to make the stop. McKeegan, again, had a good week last week, both catching and running against Cedar Springs. Been pretty quiet tonight. That's his first carry and he picks up 6 yards.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they go back to that script that opened the game. This looks similar to that from a formation standpoint, from a, run the football standpoint. It'll be interesting to see if they go back to that opening script because it was really productive for them.
McKeegan off the left shoulder of Millman on 2nd and 4 from the 41, their own 41. He's got it again. Hammers his way over left guard this time, and very near the first down at the East 45. Daniel Niewick tripped him up there.
Looks like the chains are moving.
Last week against Grand Rapids Christian, Danny Brown at halftime said, we are going to run the ball in the second half. It almost looks like Josh Shattuck is telling his team the same thing.
Yeah. He's saying, you know what, we did a good job of stopping their playmakers in the first half. We're going to keep their offense off the field is what Coach Shattuck's saying here.
From the 46, their own 46, 1st and 10. Millman out of the gun. It's a running play all the way for the quarterback.
I'm telling you, it looks like Coach Shattuck's just saying, we're going to run the football till you make us throw it here.
Angles to the left side, picked up 7. Mitchell Linhout there to make the tackle, but not before Millman again sets up a 2nd and short. Three down linemen for the Sailors. Here comes the blitz. Linhout shows it off that left linebacker spot.
Really the same trend here. Checking the sideline. Play clock's under 8 seconds here.
They get the signals from the sideline. And now Millman out of the shotgun takes the snap, and he'll again pick his way through that left side of the line. He's got a first down into the 43. Picked up 6. Teesma leveled him there, and another first down.
They are really working their formations here to gain an extra hat in the run game, and they're being really physical up front.
Trent, when's the last time you saw a huddle?
Boy, I tell you what, it's been a while. But I'm telling you, when you're trying to really work the clock here, I like when teams go to a huddle when they're trying to do that, because right now South can see their formation as they stand out there.
1st and 10 for the Pioneers at the Sailors 43 with 9:20 to go here in the third quarter. Millman faking the jet sweep. hammers his way over the right side. Tyler Brinks got him around the ankles, dragged him down for a 2-yard gain. That's the shortest run from scrimmage here in the third quarter.
Right, and it'll be interesting to see now if EGR responds with a pass here. Now that South did stop the run game there, it'll be interesting to see what the second down call is.
Sailors' defense the same that started the game. Vander Ark and Tiesma are the twin safeties. Vermas, Funk as the corners. McKeegan grabs the handoff from Millman, dives up the middle. Ben Mulder got him from behind after he gained about 6 down to the 35. So 3rd and 2 and probably 4-down territory right here for the Pioneers.
Yeah, you would think this is 4-down territory. That last play, great blocking by the tight end there. I mean, getting out in front and being really physical with those guys. You can see at the point of attack this half, EGR, I mean, those guys are being really physical.
That line up front with Berniker, Murray, Kovaleski, opening some good holes here in the third quarter. 4-man front. Sailors blitz with Linhout. Millman reads it well, goes to the side opposite the blitz, has the first down. Mulder there to make the stop, but not before, again, Scotty Millman moves the chains.
Yeah.
Josh Shattuck in his second year as the head coach at East Grand Rapids. The Pioneers fell to a very good St. Joseph's team in the first round last year, 49-10.
Boy, this second half has started. This is really interesting. There's already 7:40, down to 7:40 on the clock. One drive here, and they've just run the football. The play clock's getting down to 5 seconds before they're snapping the ball. And Coach Shattuck saying, we're going to keep the South offense off the field here.
1st and 10 from the 32. Ball in the center of the field. They'll keep it on the ground. Straight ahead goes McKeegan. Again, he did not carry the football in the first half, and he's racked up 5 attempts already. Only a yard on that rush. It was Daniel Niewick. Dropped him for that 1-yard gain. 2nd and 9 from the 30. 7:08 to go. Fast-moving third quarter. The other thing about the no huddle, I'm going to assume that allows perhaps a little more strategy on the substitution.
It does, yeah. It does. One thing that's really interesting is when you take your time in the no huddle, the defense can see what your formation is.
They stack receivers wide to the right. Millman, the quarterback, he'll give to McKeegan, who sweeps around the left end, gets to the edge, breaks a tackle from Vermas at the 26, and then sprints for the first down to the 19. Austin Tiesma escorted him out of bounds, but it was that ability of McKeegan to elude Vermas's ankle tackle for a 12-yard gain.
Well, I tell you, South really needed to make that tackle there because they're going to continue to run the football here now.
Good.
East Grand Rapids is doing a great job. Coach Shattuck and the staff, they're doing a great job of staying committed to their plan right here.
Great seal block on that left side by big Will Kovaleski, who really was able to create an edge on the Jagger and give his running back some room. McKeegan now to the right shoulder of Millman on 1st and 10 from the 19. McKeegan's got it again, dances through the middle of that line and is able to probe his way down to the 13-yard line. Cam Van Solkema had to retreat from his defensive tackle spot and make the tackle, 6-yard gain. Daniel Niewick now comes out of the game a little shaken up, limping as he comes off the field, replaced by Connor Vu in that interior defensive line.
Well, I tell you, the plan here has been to be downhill, and right now EGR is running the football downhill at will.
Pioneers controlled it for 7 minutes and 15 seconds on their lone scoring drive, resulting in a field goal in the first quarter. Here in the third quarter, they've already possessed the football for 5.5 minutes. And they are in no hurry to run that next play. So, well, actually, it looks like the officials are conferring on something. Not sure. They're going to blow the whistle and stop the clock.
Yeah, both clocks continued to run there while they were conferring. It'd be interesting. I would imagine they'll put some time back on the clock here.
If you're Josh Shattuck, I think you also love this because you're really respecting the South Christian offense. You're keeping them off the field at this point.
Absolutely, and I think that he saw from watching tape last week that South Christian has some playmakers, and they really haven't, obviously Jake Vermas has done a good job, but they haven't struck on all their playmakers tonight, and he's saying, hey, if we're on the field, their playmakers are not on the field.
6:20 to go. If you just joined us, East Grand Rapids scored first on a field goal in the first quarter. South Christian on the ensuing drive was able to tally a touchdown on a 35-yard fourth down pass from Vista Vermas. That gave the Sailors the margin that they have right now. I think the officials are still trying to figure out what is the exact time that the clock should show.
Correction, we are all set.
6:08 is what they'll put on the clock. Again, that offensive line, Kovaleski, the big left tackle. We don't have the sizes on the roster, Trent, but I'm gonna say he's about 6'7", 280.
Yeah, he's a big, I would agree. From up here in the booth, I would say 6'6" to 6'7", 270 to 280 pounds.
George Berniker at left guard. Doing a good job as well. And up over the ball is the center, Will Murray. On second down, Millman will keep it himself around the right side. Good seam between the tackle and the tight end. Then Mulder rolled him to the ground down at the 7, but that's another first down. Austin Tiesma helping out on that tackle, and they continue to grind it out on the ground here with 5:40 to go. First and goal to goal for East Grand Rapids at the 6-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you what, Peter Heinz, the tight end for EGR, is doing a great job at the point of attack. They're motioning him, almost every play here and running the ball behind him, and I'm telling you, he is getting downhill and creating serious movement for the backs.
The holes are there on the left side and creases on the right side as well. From the 7, first and goal, they fake the jet sweep to Buck. Millman will keep it, sneaks his way around the right end, lunges for the goal line, and he's in. Touchdown, East Grand Rapids. Scotty Millman with a 6-yard touchdown, quarterback keeper, and the Pioneers have regained the lead. It's 9-7 after a 6-minute and 45-second drive.
But I'll tell you, that was impressive by EGR right there. They came out with a plan, and they stuck to it. And where it really showed was they had a 2nd and 9, and they still ran the football. They said, we're going to run the football. They did. They continued to move the sticks. They were physical up front. Really nice job there.
Will Cannon on for the extra point. Snap is low. He punches it just inside the right upright. And East Grand Rapids leads 10-7. 5:15 to go here in the third quarter. We'll take a break. You're listening to Michigan Sports Radio on the SailorZone.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
For over 85 years, Sobey Company has been a premier commercial construction contractor specializing in everything from walls and ceilings to floors and insulation. We have been part of almost every large commercial construction project in West Michigan, including the newly constructed South Christian High School, Byron Center Christian renovations, and 2 expansion projects at Dutton Christian. Our skilled and talented craftsmen can make any interior dream you have on a construction project a reality. Go Sailors!
Visit shopfamilyfair.com for all of the specials. Great day for TV watching and tailgating tomorrow. I'll be in Ann Arbor for yet another Labor Day weekend opener, and just great to have football back. A little teaser last week with opening Friday night. As Daniel Klein drives the kickoff to Hake at the left hash, he'll angle to the right sideline. Crunched at the 21 on a good form tackle there by Gavin Buck. 1st and 10 from the 21. Trent, that scoring drive was impressive for the Pioneers to start the second half. They moved 65 yards in 12 plays. Took them 6:40 to do it, and Scotty Millman capped it off with a 6-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, great job coming out with a plan, staying committed. You can see right there on kickoff, I mean, EGR is running down with a passion right now. Those, they tackled him inside the 25-yard line. Great job by the coverage team.
So Carson Viss back to work after a solid first half, 6 of 10 through the air, and used his legs to pick up yardage on the ground. Now he's got to come from behind. They go 5 wide on 1st and 10. Charlie Skewers got it on a handoff around the left edge, turned the corner at the line of scrimmage, moved for about 6 before Reed and McIntosh was there to drop him along with Will Zakowski. Gain of 5 to the 27.
I like the adjustment there by the South coaching staff. They're really opening up the formation here. First half you saw a ton of 2-back, 1 tight end sets, and here you see it wide open. They're able to create more space there.
This time they'll split 2 to the left and 2 to the right. Skur as the running back with 4.5 to go here in the third. Sailors trail 10-7. Out of the gun, Viss takes the snap, rolls right, gets good protection, fires at the funk, complete outside the numbers at the 37. He angles back toward the middle of the field. He's got a first down up at the 45. Charlie Hoekstra upended him there after a 20-yard pickup. And first catch of the year for Noah Funk, the transfer from Grand Rapids Christian, who started the summer camp as a potential quarterback. And now he sees the field. Danny Brown's so impressed with him because he didn't win the starting quarterback job after coming to South for it, but he has adjusted well. Great to see that in a kid with his attitude so positive.
Yep, great to see him catch the football there, start to spread the ball. You could see South looks faster here. The formation's open. They're making EGR defend the entire field.
1st and 10 from their own 46. High snap. Viss hauls it in, gives it to Skur. Slants over the right side. Hit immediately at the line of scrimmage. Zakowski was there, so was Peter Heinz, who made the initial contact, maybe a yard on the play. 3:42 to go. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 48. Peter Heinz doing it on both sides. Good blocking from that H-back or tight end position. And hitting the point of attack from his linebacker spot. He and Will Zakowski are the backers. Alex Collins outside edge on the left side. Done a good job of containing tonight. 2nd and 8 from the 48. Skur goes in motion. They flare it out to him in the left flat. He's got blockers ahead. Turns it upfield. Oh, he's leveled at the 47 of EGR, and a big hit by Charlie Hoekstra coming over to spin him down. Short of the first down. Was able to still pick up 5, and that's our second half. Bob's collision hit of the half.
Yeah, and there's the physicality continuing to show up for EGR. Nice play by South Christian there, getting their athletes in space, letting their guys block out on the perimeter. A little bit different look than what we've seen so far tonight.
Let the record show that's not Bob's Collision as in my call for it of the game. It's Bob's Collision, the auto body repair shop on Eastern Avenue in Southeast Grand Rapids. All of the place for your car if it does involve a collision. 3rd down and 3 for the Sailors at the 47 of East. From the left hash, Fish will take the snap. He'll roll right, being chased by Maher, eludes him. Now he's pushed out of bounds near a first down at the 43. Zakowski pursued and was there to knock him out. I think he's going to be maybe a foot shy.
Yeah. Hard to see the spot from down here, but it looks like he may be a foot.
The yard marker is calling for a first down, and in fact, I think that's what the linesman will say. He'll signal to move the chains. Trent, was that a design run play, or is Carson Viss looking to find a receiver downfield?
Yeah, so they're just trying to move him out of the pocket. Early, late in the second half, he wasn't able to set up in the pocket. They're moving the pocket now. Really nice adjustment there by the coaching staff. Sprint out type pattern.
2:04 to go here in the third quarter. East up 10-7. Sailors on the move. 1st and 10 from the East 44. Viss will fake the handoff to Skur on the read option. Breaks through the right side inside the 30 down to the 28. Shoestring by Reed McIntosh again after a 16-yard run by Carson Viss. Great blocking by the right side of that offensive line. Daniel Newick, Andrew Helmus opening the hole there.
Really nice job by Carson there. Great read, pulling the ball there. That's where he can be productive in the run game.
Also into that offensive line is Parker Hennigan, a 6'3", 225-pound junior. He's actually in at right guard right now for Helmus. From the 28, 1st and 10. $1:20 to go here in the third quarter. 3 receivers split to the wide side, the left side. Viss with Skur to his right. Another high snap, pulls it down though and gives it to Charlie Skur, who pounds over the left guard for about 4 down to the 24. Alex Collins moving over from that outside backer spot was the first to hit Charlie Skur.
Yeah, so South's been way more productive in the run game on this drive because they've opened up the formation, created more lanes inside, and really they're really using the entire field here.
Both teams just committed.
Very
running the
committed.
football
Yeah,
here in the
looking
third quarter.
We're looking at 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Each team's had the ball once.
No incomplete passes. I think we've had one pass thrown here in the second half. 2nd down and 6 from the 24. Viss fakes the skewers, got it again, finds a hole over right guard, and he'll romp to the end zone. Touchdown, Carson Viss, 24 yards on the scamper. Great read by the quarterback. The offensive line obliged with some good blocking, and the South Christian Sailors regain the lead, 13-10, with 30 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Well, I tell you, that's a great adjustment by Danny Brown and his coaching staff. The offense looked completely different on that drive. In the first half, they're 2 backs, 1 tight end in line. This drive, they've got Austin Teasma out wide. They're letting Carson Viss run the football. That was a great job there.
Jake Vermas on for the extra point. Jake Vermas on for the hold for the extra point from Logan. Snap is good. Kick is pure, and with 29 seconds to go in the third quarter, we have a good one. Sailors 14, Pioneers 10. We'll keep it right here as we head down the stretch of the third quarter. Chance to tell you that, of course, next fall, Calvin University in 2024 debuts its intercollegiate football program, and practice is already underway this fall for Coach Trent Figg and the Knights. This fall, catch Michigan Sports Radio's coverage of the Knights' countdown to kickoff with the debut of Fig on Football, a monthly show in September, October, and November, as well as a live broadcast of Calvin's September 30th fall inter-squad game. That's Calvin University football on Michigan Sports Radio. And Trent, with that break, we have a chance to talk about that event, that game, scrimmage on September 30th. Sort of culminates your fall practice. How will you approach that? Is it a maroon and white game? Is it a scrimmage? Or do you make that call the week of? Just 61 players.
It'll look very much like a spring game. If you've watched a spring game, we want it to be an event. We want the crowd to be involved. We want it to be fun for our players. It'll be maroon versus white, offense versus defense, because really that's what we have on our roster with 61 guys. But we want it to be a fun event, a celebration of our players. It'll look very similar to a spring scrimmage that you'd see.
Game day atmosphere, just a taste of what will come next fall at Grand Rapids Christian High, the home field for the first year of Calvin football. Kickoff is squibbed all the way down to the 4-yard line. Will Cannon has to retreat back and pick it up, and he is snowed under by a host of Sailors led by Rowan DeCam at the 10. How about that for a difference in field position? The third quarter opening kickoff, McKeegan returned it to the 35. This time they started their own 10.
Boy, that's crucial, I'm telling you, because if they have the same plan and they're just going to run the football, 89 yards here is going to be tough. We may get to the very end of the game if they do that. But they start on the 35. The last drive here, they're starting on the, just past the 10-yard line. This will be tough.
From the 11, McKeegan, the running back, he'll hand it to him on that counter play. Crashes over the right side. Picked up about 4. Ben Mulder the first to meet him there. That may be the final play of this third quarter. 14-10 as we count down inside of 10 seconds. And that indeed will be the end of the 36 minutes of football. We've played 3. Terrific game here at East Kentwood High School. It's South Christian 14, East Grand Rapids 10 on Michigan Sports Radio and the SailorZone.
Supporting you, we know the quality and service our customers are looking for, and we make sure we deliver. Whether it's uniforms, embroidered or screen-printed apparel, promotional products, or a company web store, Sporting You has an experienced team, phenomenal suppliers, and in-house production to make it all happen seamlessly. You think it, we ink it. Our team is here to help your team stand out. Find out more at sportingu.com. That's sporting and the letter U.com.
The Grand Rapids Sports Hall of Fame celebrates the city's rich sports history by honoring prominent West Michigan athletes and those who have contributed greatly to sports on a local, state, or national level. A class is elected each year and then honored at an induction ceremony in the fall. They also prevent annual events in support of West Michigan athletics, and they raise funds to support local youth organizations and charities. Follow them on Facebook or check out the pictures and biographies of all 181 inductees at grsof.com.
Back at East Kentwood High School, Bob Sack along with Calvin University head football coach Trent Figg as we set for the fourth quarter, brought to you tonight by Michigan Hearing Experts. Their doctors of audiology use real ear measurements to optimize your hearing aid performance so you don't miss a play. Second down and 8 to go for the Pioneers as they start the fourth quarter on their own 13-yard line. Critical series for them to at least move the chains. They gave us to McKeegan. A lot of room around the left side. Got to the edge. Lindhout ran him out of bounds up at the 23, but good burst by Ian McKeegan to find the hole and get to it around the corner.
But I tell you, they're sticking to their plan, and now they've got themselves out of the hole. You know, they're almost to the 30-yard line here, and ball's moving.
From the 24, first and 10. A couple of scores of note from last night. Forest in the OK White, Forest Hills Central all over Portage Central. 36-9, and Grand Rapids Christian on the winning track with a 37-22 win over Fruitport. Here's a counter play on a reverse. A lot of room down the right hash mark for Isaac Mulder inside South Christian territory along the numbers, and he is finally chased down by Austin Teasma after a 49-yard run. Trent on a little bit of trickeration there.
Yeah, I'll tell you, and that was a great time to call that play because they've just run the ball and really almost put South's defense to sleep. And then you hit them with that. You know, that was a really great time to call that play, and got to give them credit for that right there.
First time Isaac Mulder's carried the football tonight, and again, you said it, just lulled them to sleep with a steady diet of McKeegan and Millman, and then brought the end around for a big run. Biggest play of the night for EGR. They're in business at the 28-yard line of South Christian. 11 minutes to go. First and 10. Pioneers bunch formation to the left for Scotty Millman. He'll fake to McKeegan that way. Now keep it behind the right side of that offensive line. Van Solkema got a little chip on him at the line of scrimmage, and then had help from Lindhout. Dropped him for maybe a yard gain.
I'll tell you, that play before, when you call that reverse, it's something you practice all week, and you're only going to call it one time. So you want to make sure you call it when it's going to work. It's a great time to call it.
Glenn Green now into the lineup for the Pioneers at that wide out spot on the right. They stacked the receivers to the left, flanked out to Scotty Millman's left side. Heinz, the H-back, now motions over to the left side. The give is that way to McKeegan. He's got blockers ahead as he tries to get to the edge, turns the corner at the numbers, and is near a first down around the 20-yard line. Lindhout was there, so was DeCam, was getting a lot of snaps here in the second half.
Well, I'll tell you, you can see him motion Heinz, and he is just leading the way out there as the H-back. Looks like he's starting to limp off the field there, but man, he has been physical at the point of attack tonight.
7-yard gain, moves it near the red zone at the 20, sets up third down and 2. Yeah, we said off the air, this is a defense for South Christian that is clearly going to be in an evolutionary mode. This is not the type of defense that South had from day one last year.
Right.
And it's going to take some time for Danny to get this unit where they want it. And East Grand Rapids has found a way to carve it up here tonight.
Yep.
Josh Shattuck going to whistle for a timeout. He'll spend his first. We'll take a quick break as well. 9:17 to go. South Christian 14. East 10, but the Pioneers are moving on Michigan Sports Radio.
Don't just find yourself, make yourself. Start businesses, build bridges, save lives, raise a whole city. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
Burgess Surveying is a privately owned company that has been serving the West Michigan community and state for over 15 years. They perform a wide variety of surveying services. Whether you're a homeowner who is looking to establish your property lines, or a large commercial contractor who wants its project to be completed efficiently and timely, Burgess Surveying can meet your needs. They're located in downtown Byron Center. Give them a call at 616-277-1636. You will be sure to have a great experience.
Pioneers on the move. Big third down play coming up here. Peter Heinz back in the game. Trent, as you mentioned, just limped out for a play there, but he has been a force in that blocking and point of attack for Josh Shattuck's Pioneers. In motion now is Collins. He's really stacked bunch up the left side. McKeegan has the handoff over that left side. He's got a first down inside the 15, down to the 14 to Jagger. Dropped him there. But again, the hole, the crease was very clear for Ian McKeegan.
I'm telling you, that's been the theme of the night. They're motioning a guy over to the boundary, which is the short side of the field, and creating numbers over there, and the South defense just isn't adjusting their numbers to it. They're leaving their numbers to the field, and they're gaining extra hats to the boundary.
They go bunch to the boundary side, left hash on 1st and 10. One receiver, Kavanaugh, out on an island to the right. McKeegan tries to sweep around the left side, eludes a tackler at the line of scrimmage, and then wiggles his way inside the 10 to about the 7. Mulder chased him down along with Vander Ark. Another gain of 7 yards by Ian McKeegan. Fascinating that he did not carry the ball once in the first half. You have to say.
Well, I'm telling you, this is the tale of two different halves right here with these teams. I mean, and the clock is just continuing to run. I mean, it's just incredible. Yeah, I mean, in this half, he's carried the ball 11 times for 71 yards.
It never touched it in the first half.
Never touched it.
2nd and 4 from the 9 for East. He's got it again, eludes a tackler behind the line of scrimmage and is able to knife his way inside the 5. Vander Ark with run support from that corner spot. Dumped him there, but that's a first down again for the Pioneers. Goal to go at the 4-yard line. And a lot of hands on hips for that interior D line right now for South Christian.
Yeah, it's really physical in the trenches right now for both teams.
Temperature game time was hovering around 80. It's obviously cooled down on this gorgeous September 1st night, but early in the season on a warm day, a little fatigue setting in here for a defense that's been on the gridiron most of the night.
Right.
From the 4, 1st and goal. Buck in motion to the left. He'll lead the blocking for Millman, who probes his way over the left side into the end zone. Touchdown, Scotty Millman. His second one of the night, and East Grand Rapids is back on top. They lead it 16-14, 7.5 to go.
Well, I'll tell you what, they started on the 11-yard line there, and I said, I don't know if they're going to stay committed to their plan, and they did. They marched the ball right down the field, continued to move the sticks, and more importantly for Coach Shattuck is he continued to keep the clock going.
That defense worn down a little bit, helped by a big play there, a 49-yard end around by Charlie Hoekstra that really got the drive catalyzed. Cannon on for the extra point, splits the upright again, and it's 17-13. We got a great one. Stay with us, don't go away. South Christian is back on offense when we return.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
In the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
For over 85 years, Sobey Company has been a premier commercial construction contractor specializing in everything from walls and ceilings to floors and insulation. We have been part of almost every large commercial construction project in West Michigan, including the newly constructed South Christian High School, Byron Center Christian renovations, and 2 expansion projects at Dutton Christian. Our skilled and talented craftsmen can make any interior dream you have on a construction project a reality. Go Sailors!
With you here as East Grand Rapids has scored again. They'll send the opening kickoff down to the 5, where Jackson Hake is just absolutely drilled at the 23 by Will Zakowski, who's had a number of hard hits tonight. He drops Hake at the 23, 1st and 10 there for the Sailors. East Grand Rapids takes the lead on an 89-yard 9-play drive that took 4:46. Scotty Millman capped it off with a 4-yard TD run. Big play setting up that touchdown was a 49-yard scamper on an end around by Charlie Hoekstra. You said that long drive from 89 yards might take the whole quarter. It may have had it not been for the 49-yard run. From the 23 now, 7.5 to go. 1st and 10 for Carson Viss. He sends 3 receivers out to the right. Skewer the running back off his left shoulder. Viss will fake to him, finds room around the left side. Pushed out of bounds by Kavanaugh. And Collins picked up about 4.
Well, I tell you here what South is needing. They need someone to step up as a leader. You know, on this team, it's going to show right here. So who's going to step up and take over?
So if you're Danny Brown in this case, Trent, would you like to settle in for a long time-consuming drive, or would you feel better with a quick strike?
You know, I think the advantage South has is their ability to strike quick. If I'm him, I'm going to run what I run, and I'm going to try to strike quick.
2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left for Viss on 2nd down and 7. He'll give it to Skur. Scoots around the right end, now cuts it back against the grain. Ripped down by, again, Zakowski at the 30, short of the first down. He picked up 3 on the play, 3rd down and a long 2. Boy, Will Zakowski, that inside linebacker, has just been all over the field tonight.
Yep, he's done a great job. Big 3rd down here for South.
And I think, in those cases, a lot of credit needs to go to the D-line. I mean, they're the ones that can neutralize some of those blockers from getting to that second level and putting a hat on a guy like Zakowski.
They've done a great job with that all night long. You're exactly right.
3 to the wide to the right. Carson Viss to throw. He's in trouble. Scampers out to the right. Eludes a tackler behind the line along the right sideline. He's got a 1st down. Dances along the boundary. Escorted out of bounds by Zakowski and McIntosh. But Carson Viss made the play with his legs there. An 11-yard drive-saving 1st down.
I'm telling you what, in the second half, his legs have been what has kept South alive. You know, in that first drive they went down and scored, it was his legs. That's a big-time play from him there on 3rd down.
6'4", 185, and he's got that rangy gait that makes him tough to bring down at the initial contact, and he's shown it here tonight.
He really has.
From the right hash, 1st and 10 at the 43. 3 receivers out to the left. Inside handoff goes to Skur. Good hole over the right guard near the 50. McIntosh, who also has been very active defensively, was there to bring him to the ground at the 49, gained 6, 2nd and 4.
Looks like South has really kind of settled in on 1st down. You know, they've had really productive 1st downs in this half, which has allowed them to continue to move the chains because they've stayed on schedule for their 2nd down play call.
Haven't seen a lot of RPOs from the Sailors. It's been that read option.
Yep.
Carson Viss checking that defensive end for crashing down, and then he'll keep it or hand it off to Skur. Now it's Hake in the lineup to Viss's left hip. On 2nd and 4, Hake's the ball carry over the right tackle. Swallowed up by that Pioneer defense at the 47 near a 1st down. Kraus was first to meet him, and he'll move the chains. Point of attack again, Niewick and Parker Hennigan on the right side of that line. 5:12 to go, and South getting what they want, a ball control drive here. They've consumed 2 minutes already. 4-man front now, 4-2-5 defense for the Pioneers. Viss looks right now. He'll roll to the left, looking to pass. Going to tuck it and scamper along the left sideline. Knocked out of bounds by Heinz at about the 45. Again, good coverage. It was McIntosh stride for stride with Vermas. Good help over the top from Glenn Green. Nobody to throw to.
Yeah, they did. They threw a blanket over the coverage there, and there was nobody open. You know, they worked to get Carson out of the pocket there, and as he escaped, there was nothing for him.
Gained just 2, so 2nd and 8 now from the 45. 4.5 to go. Sailors down by 3. They need points here in the 4th quarter. 3-man front for EGR. They show blitz with Zakowski. Vissel take the snap, keep it all the way around the right side, breaks a tackle to 42, just lowered his shoulder and then plows his way inside the 40 to the 39. Kraus hit him first, and he just carried another defender with him. It's 3rd and 2 now at the 39.
Great run there by Carson, lowering his shoulder, really giving it up for his team right there. Really physical run there from him.
Classic high school football. You know, you put your best athlete at the quarterback spot, and you let him make plays.
Absolutely, and I said to start this drive, someone needs to step up and lead, and he's the one doing it right now. He's doing it with his legs.
In the college game, sometimes you see that, but you don't see it like you do in the high school game, where typically it's that the best athlete's going to be the guy who's going to win a game with you.
Absolutely.
And that's what Danny Brown is doing.
Right.
3rd down and 2 from the 39.
Looks like Coach Brown wants a timeout. Didn't like the play call there.
He'll spend his second one and talk it over on this big play, but probably 4-down territory at this point.
Yeah, I think it is, and he saw the play clock was running low. He could not afford to go to 3rd and 8 there. Smart timeout by him.
Make sure to check out MichiganSportsRadio.com for all your scores and game recaps and standings and schedules. Your site to keep track of high school football as we head into this exciting 2023 season. That's MichiganSportsRadio.com. Full slate of games each and every weekend. I'll settle into the normal Friday night routine starting next week, as these first 2 weeks, a lot of Thursday games as well. Fun weekend, though, Labor Day weekend. Just a great, spectacular weather year in and year out, and so fun to get the football season revved up again at the high school and college level. So you're sitting in front of monitors tomorrow. Is that what you're telling me? You're not going to go to a game? You're just going to sit and watch all these MIAA games?
I'm going to see how many games can I watch throughout the course of the day tomorrow. So, no, it's been fun. Like, you talking about the weather, I keep asking people, man, when's the weather going to change? Because this is awesome.
It has been a dandy of a summer.
It really has.
Danny Brown's got the play call, along with Zach Blackwire up here in the booth. And
big-time third down here.
Both sides coming alive here to exhort their team on to make a play. Three-man front for the Pioneers. They edge up the left defensive end. This on a quick slant. He's got Vermas for a first down at the 34. Oh, he just rifled it inside in front of Charlie Hoekstra, and Vermas caught a bullet.
Great throw and catch there. We haven't seen that style of play all night, and I'm telling you what, they both stepped up there and said, hey, we're going to make a play. We're going to go get this first down.
Trent, was that an RPO on that one? Because
you
got to make a quick decision.
For sure. He made a quick decision, and he threw a strike to Jake there. That was nice.
Sailors move the chains. 3 minutes to go, and now you start saying, let's just keep chewing clock and see if we can take this clock all the way down and punch it in for the game winner. They trail by 3, 1st and 10. Viss will keep it all the way around the right end, breaks a tackle at the initial line of scrimmage, and then is wrestled to the floor at the 32 by Collins and Heinz. Picked up a couple.
And I think that's what you'll continue to see here now. You know, we're under 3 minutes. You're going to see the ball in Carson Viss's hands or Jake Vermas's hands.
East Grand Rapids, to what extent do you go bend but don't break? And at what point do you start bringing backers or secondary on blitzes?
It's going to get pretty close here, you know. At some point, you know, we've still got, 2 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. South doesn't have to hurry yet, but at some point, depending on how this goes, they're going to have to take a shot at the end zone as well.
They have just one timeout left. 2nd and 8, 3 receivers to the left. This play action, guns it over the middle, tipped away out of the hands of Vermas and intercepted. Glenn Green took the deflection at the 27 and then made a diving grab at the 15. And East Grand Rapids comes up with a huge turnover on a terrific hit by the corner, who just timed it perfectly to deflect the ball. The linebacker came over with help, leveled Vermas, and the deflection landed in the hands of a diving Glenn Green.
Well, and I'll tell you, turnovers, throughout, it's been a really clean game. That's the first turnover of the game. In week 2, you expect to see more turnovers than that. Now, obviously, there's been very few throws tonight, but, man, that's a big-time play at a crucial time for EGR there.
You're absolutely right. A big-time play. That was no knock on Viss or Vermas. It was just a tremendous defensive play on the initial point of contact, and then the deflection, a diving grab by the safety.
Right. And now you're going to see, EGR came out in the second half and said, we're going to run the football to win this game, and here they have a chance to do it,
Sailors with just one timeout left. Those offensive timeouts could come back to haunt South Christian as they try to force a punt here in this last-minute ditched effort. On 1st and 10, McKeegan on that jab step counter play around the left edge. He got a little bit of an alley and picked up 5. Luke DeJagger tripped him up there, a gain of 4, and Danny Bryan will take his final timeout. So let's run the clock a little bit here. If South can hold them to a punt, they'll get the ball back with very little time left. But let's first talk about how South Christian's got to really send everybody at this point.
They do.
Right?
They've got to be aggressive, and what they have to go create a takeaway here. They don't have any so far on defense. They do have one timeout left still, is what it says on the scoreboard down there. But they've got to be aggressive. They've got to become aggressive here. They've got to go take the ball away because EGR is going to run the football here. They're going to continue to run the football, and South's got to punch the football. They have to find a way to create a takeaway or create a big-time stop on this second down.
That's my mistake on the timeout count. I stand corrected. South Christian still has one. It was East GR that took a timeout a little bit earlier. So Sailor still have one timeout. They spent one there. There's a minute 56 to go. East Grand Rapids up 17-14. They have the ball, 2nd down and 6 at their own 22. They have not thrown a pass in the second half. Is that correct?
I believe that's correct.
It has been a total ground game that has punched a couple of touchdowns across for the Pioneers. Millman, the quarterback, fakes the jet sweep, probes his way over the right guard for a couple. Van Solkema.
Another timeout here.
Slid over to make the stop, and Sailors will spend their final timeout on this huge 3rd down and 3 play coming up. All right, let's go into both huddles. First of all, if you're East Grand Rapids, minute 47 to go, what do you call here? First of all, let me ask you, is there any chance they throw the ball?
I don't think there is. And I'll tell you, now they're thinking, man, we love the reverse we called earlier. I wish we had it now. If there's something else in their pocket, you're going to see it right now if there's something up their sleeve. If not, I think you'll see motion over the boundary. I think they'll hand it off to the boundary and say, this has worked for us all this half. And they're going to, I really think they're going to run the ball and continue to do what they've been doing.
Defensively for South Christian, what do you call? What do you dial up here?
Yeah, so we're gonna bring pressure here if we're South Christian. We're saying we're going all out. We're going to get the football. We're going to create some sort of a fumble here, some sort of big hit. If they want to throw it, it's going to be a strip sack. They're going to be aggressive here.
Play of the game right here on the line. South Christian needs to come up with a stop. Pioneers need 3 yards to move the chains and salt this one away. Bunch formation, their tight end to the left. Now in motion to the left is the H-back. On 3rd and 3, McKeegan takes the handoff, gets to the edge, but will not be able to turn the corner. There is a flag, 2 flags. So the question is, did somebody line up offside? Or did they have 2 guys in motion at the same time?
Yeah.
That's happened one other time tonight. South was whistled for it. That H-back was moving, and maybe that wide receiver was a bit anxious as well. The officials will confer, and the call of the game coming up. By the way, he did not pick up the 1st down.
No.
He was stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Good pursuit. But you called it, though. They ran to the boundary.
Right.
Here's the call from the official. No flag. So the play stands. And here's the question, does the clock resume? He actually lost a couple on the play. It is 4th down and 3, and here's my question, and now they start the clock. The clock starts. Josh Shattuck he'll run it down with a minute 30 to go, and that'll bring out the punt team.
Yeah, you've got to punt it here and say, man, we've played pretty good defense all night. We're going to put it in our defensive hands. If you're EGR and South, we're going to say, hey, can our playmakers show up?
Will Josh Shattuck second guess that 3rd and 3 call?
I don't think he will. It's worked all night. It's worked. It is what put them in position in this game to be up by 3 points. I don't think you can. Now, as a coach, he'll probably go back and say, man, I should have done. But at the end of the day, if it would have worked, it's great, right? It's worked the entire second half. You can't go back and second guess it.
Shattuck calls a timeout just before the play clock expires. So with 62 seconds to go, it's 4th and 5 for East Grand Rapids on their own 23. They lead 17-14. Let's talk strategy again, Trent. Does South Christian pursue the block punt, or do they try to set up a return?
You know, on the punt earlier tonight, it was close. I think that they'll go after it here. If I'm South Christian, I'm going after this punt. I'm going to put pressure on him because even if you don't block it, he may shank it. When a punter feels pressure, he's going to speed up his clock in his head, and he may shank it because you've got to get field position here if you're South. If you allow them to get a good punt, you know, it's probably going to put you further back because the coverage units from EGR have been really solid tonight.
The only other punt for the Pioneers tonight was a 34-yard variety that was not returned by Vermas,
right,
as it was down.
Right.
But you said it, that they did bring pressure and nearly got to the punter, who is Peter Heinz. So the guy who has been so effective as a linebacker and an H-back blocker will deliver probably his biggest play of the game. Absolutely, right here. It has nothing to do with blocking and tackling.
He did not think his biggest play was going to be this punt, but it is.
He's standing back at his 10. Vermas is at his own 40. It's a high snap. Heinz gets it away. Pretty good kick. Angles to the left sideline. It'll take a bounce out of bounds at about the 40. Let's see where they mark it. Say about the 46. So, yep, 42. Anyway, it's about a 35-yard kick. Not a bad punt for a high snap. He did a nice job to grab it.
Yeah, and if I'm him, I'm not kicking it to Jake Vermas either with what he did last week. I'm kicking that ball out of bounds. If we lose a couple yards, we lose a couple, but there's no way I'm going to let Jake Vermas beat me on a punt return to the house.
He had a 43-yarder for score last week at Grand Rapids Christian. From the 41, 55 seconds to go. Sailors, no timeouts. They practice this all fall. 2-minute drill with no timeouts. Let's see how they do. 3 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right. The running back is Charlie Skur on 1st and 10. It's a low snap. Viss is able to come up with it, slings it left sideline to Vermas, makes the grab outside the numbers at the 48 and runs out of bounds at the 49. Glenn Green was there to escort him out. Good play. Took 3 seconds and moved the yardage marker 9 yards.
Yeah, outside of the bad snap, that's exactly how you want that to be. Move the pocket, throw it to your playmaker, let him catch it and get out of bounds.
Officials timeout. I'm not sure what they're going to talk about on this one. Boy, great play by Carson Viss to field that snap, though.
Yeah.
That's just the little things.
No, that's a great play for a guy that hasn't played just a ton of quarterback in his career. That really low snap like that to be able to get out of the pocket and still complete that ball. Big play there.
He'll come over and talk to Brown. The officials will confer. The only thing I can think of is, did Viss perhaps go down to a knee as he fielded the ball? I didn't see him.
I didn't see him field it, but that would be, to me, that's the only thing they're talking about here.
Ball resting at the South 49. And that's where it's going to stay. So a 9-yard pass from Carson Viss to Jake Vermas. Stops the clock. 2nd and 1 for South Christian. Ball on the left hash. Funk to the boundary side. On the left side is a wide receiver, 3 to the right. Viss takes the snap, rolls to the right, now sets in the pocket, pumps once, goes deep down the right sideline for Vermas. It is caught at the 20. Jake Vermas with a leaping grab just in front of Reedon McIntosh. And how many times already this year have we seen number 2 come up with a big catch, 33 yards and a first down.
Boy, I'll tell you what, it was a great catch, and that was a great throw. That Jake Vermas was the only person that was going to be able to catch that ball. Great job by Carson of stepping up and just letting it rip.
And Trent, he pumped once over the middle. I think that froze that corner for
Absolutely
just a split second and gave Jake a chance to get a step on McIntosh.
Great play.
Ball resting at the 17 at the right hash, 1st and 10. 41 seconds to go. Sailors down by 3. Straight back to throw his Viss. A lot of time. Here's a fade route for Vermas at the goal line. Incomplete. And a flag comes in. He was pushed at the last second by Luke Bertkey. The ball, again, a little underthrown. I think it was that fade route over the top. Instead, Vermas adjusted, and Bertkey impeded his progress to come back to the ball at the goal line.
It's a tough play for a defensive back when the ball's underthrown like that. He's going to play the fade ball. Ball's underthrown. Runs into the receiver. Tough play for the DB there.
And that'll be it's not a spot foul. It's half the distance to the goal, so that should move it to about the 9 with 36 seconds to go. And now your playbook really changes.
Yeah.
No timeouts, though, so a running play is doable, but you got to be careful.
Sure. Yeah, to me, you're going to try to get Carson Viss probably to the edge and give him a run-pass option on the edge. He can either run it in or throw it, but you're right. You can't just call a run play here because you have no timeouts.
These two programs have met just 7 times. Pioneers won the first 6, and it's been a few years since there's been a game this close, and it has been a dandy here tonight. Ball placed at the 8-yard line. First down and 1. It's actually, they can pick up a first down, but that's somewhat immaterial at this point. 36 seconds to go. East by 3. Sailors looking to gain the lead here. Viss out of the gun, takes the snap, he'll roll right, a lot of room, he's going to sprint towards the pylon, cuts it in at the 2, lunges forward and is into the end zone, touchdown, South Christian.
I think that's exactly what they drew up. They wanted to get him to the edge, and that's what he's done all night. He has taken his legs, and he's put this team on his back. He really has.
Carson Viss with his second touchdown run of the year, and none bigger thus far than that one. And great play call, though. Had a lot of space, flooded the receivers to the middle and to the left, and it opened up him to go one-on-one.
Yep, great play call. Got it, like you said, got him to the field where there was space, got him on the edge, did a great job of blocking there. And he was physical at the goal line there because they stopped him initially, and he was physical, man.
Logan on to attempt the extra point. It's a crucial one. This would give South Christian a 4-point lead with just 28 seconds to go. Snap is good. Kick is punched through by the soccer-style booter, and with 28 seconds to go, South Christian scores to take the lead, 21-17.
Wow, what a try. A great catch by Jake Vermas to keep that thing alive. Great job by Carson using his legs. Now obviously 28 seconds left. East Grand Rapids has got to do what they do not want to do here. They haven't thrown a pass the entire second half. Now they've got 28 seconds to completely change their offensive approach here.
59-yard drive that took 35 seconds for the Sailors. They did it in 6 plays. Terrific drive, 59 yards to take a 21-17 lead. And, I hate to over too much hyperbole for this early in the season because there's a lot of football left. But this has been a good one tonight. Two really good teams, well coached.
Yep, two very well coached teams. And both teams have played really hard. East Grand Rapids has been really physical. South really came alive in the second half. It'll be interesting to see, offensively what South does moving forward, because they were really kind of the tale of two different teams in both halves there from a formation, from a play call standpoint.
Logan will kick deep to McKeegan, standing at his 8. He's going to squib it down to Gavin Buck, who falls on that squib at the 37-yard line. Pretty good play by Buck just to not take any time off the clock there.
Yeah, smart play. I think you want that squib kick to really get down to about the 20-yard line there. So smart play to just fall on it there. We're going to take it, start, and go from there.
Seems like there should be at least 1 second off the clock.
Yeah, you would think so.
But they'll keep it at 28. No timeouts for the Pioneers. They go now with Carson Thornton, the passer of the two quarterbacks. Check that again. I'm wrong on that timeout. They have 1 timeout remaining. Carson Thornton will be the quarterback. And again, you practice these things all summer. Do it in 7-on-7. And this is dream moments for these players on both sides.
Right.
That drive we just saw for South and now for East. Thornton to throw, quick out to Hoekstra. He'll try to get to the sideline and does at the 45. Hit first by Vermas at the 40, and then Teesma chased him out at the 44. Picked up 7. 6 seconds burned there. So with 22 seconds to go, second down and 3. I'm not sure really the down and distance is as critical here as the fact that they're 56 yards from pay dirt.
Right, and there's 22 seconds to go, and that was the first pass they've thrown the entire second half.
Carson Thornton's he's looked confident.
Yeah, he has.
Whether in the pocket
really
or on the run, he's looked confident. Just 2 down linemen for South. Here they come, a 4-man rush. Quick out complete to Mulder at the 49 of South. Powers his way out of bounds to the 47. Sam Weiss on the coverage. 17 seconds to go. And at this point, you're trying to get to the yardage where you have a chance to throw it to the end zone.
You have to.
That's
right.
really what
Absolutely.
they're trying to do.
That's what you're trying to do. Trying to give yourself enough time to get one good shot at the end zone here.
At this point, they're on the South 48 with 17 seconds to go. And down by 4, they still need to pick up some yardage to give Carson Thornton that chance for the proverbial Hail Mary. 3 receivers out to the right. A lot of cushion from that Sailor secondary on the right side. Vermas, Vander Ark 10 yards off their receivers. Quick out again to Millman along the sideline. Nice play by Thornton. Stepped up in the pocket and drilled it to Scotty Millman along the sideline. Weiss was there to knock him out with 11 seconds to go. Moves the ball to the 40. Sets up second down and 2. And again, probably 10 yards, 15 yards away from a decent play call for an end zone shot.
Right, they've got 1 timeout left, 11 seconds left on the clock here, so you're thinking 2-3 plays at the most here.
Sailors' umbrella secondary, again, really deep. Safeties are a good 25 yards off the line of scrimmage. Corners are 10 yards off. Their receivers, the linebackers, are 5, 7 to 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. 4-man rush, back to throw Thornton. He has time, steps up in the pocket. He's going to run to the 35 and going to get caught from behind at the 30. Gets out of bounds with 2 seconds to go. Good pursuit by Scoor, really dragging that play out, and we're down to 1 play. And we said they had to get to the 30, and here they are.
Here they are. They're at the 30. They've got 1 play left.
So this is it. All the marbles on the line here. Carson Thornton has put his team in a position to at least take a shot to the end zone.
Shot. You're exactly right. They've got a shot.
2 seconds to go, barring a penalty, the last play of the game. South Christian with 2 down linemen, Van Solkelman to Jagger, and then Skur and Lindhout providing some additional help as all. 7 guys dropping back, and Josh Shattuck never really had to use that timeout to keep the play of the drive alive. We'll spend it here and talk over this final play.
Which that's credit to their offense. They were able to drive down to the 30, and he didn't have to use the timeout. They came out and they knew how to operate that drill. Really impressive. They don't throw a pass the entire second half and come out and drive the field. Really nice job by EGR on offense there.
No question. So, what do you dial up here, Coach? What's in the playbook on 4th and 30?
So you've got 1 play, and you practice it every week in your Thursday walkthrough, in your Thursday fast practice, however you're doing it. You've got 1 play that you call here. Every player at EGR knows exactly what they're going to call. Every player at South knows their last play of the game defense. It should be, this should be second nature to these guys, and it's going to be who goes out and makes a play here.
2 seconds to go. South Christian up 21-17 in this seesaw battle. East GR led 3-0. South led 7-3. Pioneers 10-7. EGR 14-10. Pioneers 17-14. And 28 seconds to go. South Christian took a 21-17 lead. And now on the last play of the game, everybody on their feet. Ball at the right hash. 3 receivers to the left. Mulder to the right. Millman into block for his quarterback, Carson Thornton. Gets the snap, drops back to throw, looks right, throws it deep left corner pylon. Caught at the goal line. Touchdown, East Grand Rapids. They win it on the final play. Oh my goodness, Tommy Cavanaugh just inside the pylon. An unbelievable throw and catch. And the Pioneers have stunned the Sailors. 30-yard touchdown throw to win the game inside of Tiesman Funk. And
I'll tell you what, the offensive line there did a great job. South's front 4 guys were coming. They had pressure. He stepped up and just ripped it. Great job focusing in the end zone. Wow.
Perfectly designed and timed play as the receiver ran a slight out route to the flag and just snuck inside the goal line. The ball was, I don't even want to say underthrown. It was thrown as though it was a timing pattern.
Yeah, and we said they had to get to the 30 to give it a shot. It was 1 foot inside the end zone. It's exactly where they had to be. That's offense. Like we said, both teams had a play. Somebody's going to make it, and they did. They went and they made a play.
What a finish. East Grand Rapids wins it 23-21 on the last play of the game. A 30-yard touchdown heave from Carson Thornton to Tommy Cavanaugh, junior to senior, wins the game and just stuns the South Christian side after 15 straight victories. The Sailors' winning streak has come to an end as they fall tonight 23-21. We'll take a break. Stay with us. The Lindhout Painting post-game shows coming up on Michigan Sports Radio and the SailorZone. After these messages, South Christian, East Grand Rapids in a thriller, Pioneers 23, Sailors 21. Don't go away. Post-game show coming up next on MichiganSportsRadio.com.
Recently collided with a deer or been caught in an unfortunate accident? Don't worry, Car Center Collision and Glass is your trusted partner to bring your vehicle back to life. With convenient branches in Cedar Springs, Burton Heights, Alpine, and Big Rapids, we're right around the corner to provide expert assistance. From collision repairs to mechanical fixes, we're your one-stop solution for all your car needs. Check us out at carcentermi.com. This is a beautiful time of year, but for many, it is also the beginning of allergy season. which means lots of sneezing, itchy watery eyes, runny nose, constant drainage, or ear pressure. These are all allergy symptoms we regularly treat. Don't let your allergy stop you from enjoying what you love to do outdoors. We have several ear, nose, throat, and allergy specialists ready to see you. Find us online at MichiganENTallergy.com. We look forward to helping you enjoy the outdoors again.
Cornerstone University.
The professors are very open to helping whenever they can.
Academic excellence, character-driven athletics, Christ-centered community involvement.
Cornerstone has been a great opportunity for me to grow as a leader, just being able to approach people and be warm and welcoming and hospitable.
Experience it for yourself. Attend a Golden Eagle Day at Cornerstone for a taste of campus life and the chance to meet faculty and staff. To arrange a visit for your high school junior or senior, go to cornerstone.edu. Cornerstone University. Build a life that matters.
Bowling is a great time that combines great friends, football, and bowling. Compete against your friends or family, throwing a football at 10 real bowling pins. You can bring in your own food, or they have a pair of 45-foot bars featuring soft drinks and adult beverages. Visit bowlingwarehouse.com, Grand Rapids, to reserve your lanes.
The 76 Diner and Truck Stop would like to invite you and your families to come and check out their diner. With locations in both Byron Center and Coopersville, they're a great place to stop before or after the game. They have a wide variety of menu choices to feed all the kids. They serve breakfast hot all day, and they're able to accommodate all of your large group needs. Their full menu is available for takeout orders, and they have online ordering at 76truckstopdiner.com.
Welcome back to East Kentwood High School. Bob Sack alongside Calvin University head football coach Trent Figg. And we welcome you inside the Lindhout Painting post-game show after arguably one of the most exciting and well-played regular season high school football games you're ever going to see. Two traditional powers here in West Michigan, two teams that have combined for 15 state championships, two teams that have combined for innumerable conference championships and all-state players. And, boy, this one will go down, and it's just the eighth meeting between East Grand Rapids and South Christian. This one will go down certainly as an instant classic tonight. East Grand Rapids wins it 23-21 on the game's final play. A 30-yard touchdown pass from Carson Thornton to Tommy Cavanaugh as time expired to beat the Sailors 23-21 after South Christian had regained the lead 21-17 when they drove down the field with 53 seconds to go and no timeouts to claim the lead. So that's the fireworks that happened in the fourth quarter. But before that, it was a fascinating game to watch here between these two powers in terms of the way the game was played and also the scoring today. Let's take you through how this one developed tonight. It was East Grand Rapids scoring first on a Will Cannon 36-yard field goal in the first quarter with 1:53 to go. They led 3-0. The ensuing drive for South Christian resulted in a 35-yard touchdown pass. Carson Viss lofting a TD score to Jake Vermas on a 4th-and-2 play to cap an 80-yard drive, giving the Sailors a 7-3 lead with 9:30 to go in the second quarter. That's the way the half would end, 7-3. South Christian on top. In the third quarter, East Grand Rapids really set the tone, took the second half kickoff, marched 65 yards on 12 plays, all of it on the ground. Scotty Millman putting the icing on the cake on that drive with a 6-yard TD scamper. That made it 10-7 with 5 minutes to go in the third. Sailors answered, though, with a TD of their own to regain the lead 14-10. Carson Viss did it on with his legs, a 24-yard touchdown run, capping a 8-play, 78-yard drive. That was the touchdown with just half a minute to go in the third quarter. Sparked South Christian to a 14-10 lead as we came to the end of the third quarter. Fourth quarter, East Grand Rapids would march down the field again. They would do it on a 89-yard drive in 9 plays. Big 49-yard run by Charlie Hookstra triggered that successful drive, capped off by Scotty Millman's second TD of the night, a 4-yard TD run. That made it 17-14 with 7.5 to go in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, South Christian would drive down in the ensuing possession, only to have a deflected ball picked off by Glenn Green, stifling a drive inside the red zone for the game's only turnover. And at that point, it looked like East Grand Rapids would have a chance to salt it away. They couldn't move the ball, though, couldn't pick up a first down with just a couple minutes to go, and had to punt it away to South Christian. Sailors had the football with 53 seconds to go at their own 41. They had no timeouts left, down 17-14. Marched down the field behind the legs and the arm of Carson Viss, capped it off with an impressive 10-yard scamper around the right side by Viss, giving South Christian a 21-17 lead in what appeared to be a fairly comfortable, might not be the right word, but fairly safe margin with time to go. A kickoff with 28 seconds to go was recovered on the 37-yard line by Gavin Buck on the squib kick. East Grand Rapids would then move 68 yards in 4 plays. They had 3 quick passes just precisely executed along the left sideline that kept the sticks moving. They got down to the 30 after a scramble by Carson Thornton, down to the 30 with 2 seconds to go. He didn't even know, he couldn't see the clock, and still had the presence of mind to get out of bounds with 2 seconds, stop the clock, set up the game's final play. They flooded the field on the left side with 3 receivers. Tommy Cavanaugh ran a beautiful route just inside the goal line, right at the left pylon. Carson Thornton delivered a perfect throw right inside the pylon. Cavanaugh falling down inbounds made the grab as time expired, and that propelled East Grand Rapids to a thrilling 23-21 win tonight. And again, Trent, I don't want to be over dramatic. I don't want to have too much hyperbole, but this one was an absolute terrific football game this early in the season, and one of the finest high school regular season games you'll see.
You know, I'll tell you this, as I look over this stat sheet from the game, I completely agree with you, and credit to both of these teams and their coaches. I mean, when you look at this, there was 1 turnover, right? There was 3 total penalties in the game. Clean game. These kids played their tails off. The 2 really, really well-coached teams, you could see the chess match going on between the coaching staff. There were great adjustments made, and at the end of the day, it came down to 2 seconds left. Somebody made a play, somebody did, you know?
Yeah, you called that on that last play. 30-yard line. Both teams prepared for that moment on both sides of the ball. Both teams, I think, executed fairly well on both sides of the ball. But that's the beauty of football. One player makes a play, one doesn't. No knock on the player who doesn't. It's just the way it goes. And all the credit and all the tip of the cap goes to East Grand Rapids for pulling out this thrilling game tonight.
Absolutely. You know, like I said, very well-coached game, very hard-played game by all the players. Great high school football game.
One other thing to talk about, just fascinating game flow, too. Both teams mixed the run and the pass pretty well in the first half, I thought. And then it was as though they went to the locker room at halftime and both coaches got in the face of the O-lines and said, we are going to run the football down their throats and nobody's going to stop us. That's what happened.
And that's what happened.
Yeah, it really was. So you said earlier, great chess match by both coaches. Just an absolute delight to watch. For South Christian, the 15-game winning streak concludes. First time they've lost a game since November of 2021 when they fell to the Edwardsburg Eddies in the regional final down in the southwest suburban South Bend, Indiana. After that, they rattled off 14 consecutive wins to claim the Division IV state championship. And tonight they fall for the first time in 15 tries. East Grand Rapids will move to 2-0. And they've got to be feeling pretty good about themselves as they head to OK White Conference action next week against another longtime rival, the Lowell Red Arrows. Rekindling of those great matchups from the early 2000s between Noel Dean and Pete Sturzma, and those 2 teams will get after it coming into this game, both 2-0 as well. For South Christian, they're right back here next Friday night against Kennewa Hills. We'll have the broadcast for you on Michigan Sports Radio and on the SailorZone and the NFHS Network. Be sure to join the South Christian Boosters for a pregame tailgate party as well. It starts at 5 o'clock. That'll precede what should be another festive night here at East Kentwood High School. So, closing thoughts. Trent, what do you if you're Coach Danny Brown, what do you tell your team? And if you're Coach Josh Shattuck, how do you share the exuberance with the Pioneers?
Yeah, both of these teams have a bright future this season. For Danny Brown, their 15-game win streak comes to an end. But here's the reality. It's a long season. It's week 2. They have a really good team. They've got really good players, and they can't let this victory linger into next week. They've got a game next week. They've got to pull up their bootstraps. They got to go to work this week. Put this one behind you. Let it hurt tonight. Wake up tomorrow morning. It's a new week. We got to go to work next week. For EGR, you got to same thing. You got to celebrate it tonight. You got to wake up tomorrow, and guess what? You got a game next weekend. So both teams have to get to work to continue what they're building.
Yeah, a lot of excitement for EGR. School is storied in their tradition, and yet they've had 2 straight losing seasons. There's got to be a little spark right now that says, hey, maybe we can get this back to the tradition that it has been.
Absolutely.
All right, well, just a terrific job tonight by our crew, as always. Skylar Koopman's handling the status of the spotting tonight. Tim Chenoweth with his statistical work, and Todd Scrotenboer with all the production, technical side. Thanks to all of them for a terrific job. Trent Fig, absolutely delightful to have you in the booth tonight. Look forward to working with you throughout these next couple months and learning more about Calvin football. And absolute pleasure to have you in the press box for high school football in Michigan.
Thanks so much for having me on. West Michigan, the state of Michigan high school football is phenomenal. I'm so thankful to be here.
So for our crew and our executive producer of Michigan Sports Radio, Brock Conkle, this is Bob Sachs saying so long, everybody. Once again, the final score from Falcon Stadium tonight. East Grand Rapids 23, Grand Rapids South Christian 21. Have a wonderful Labor Day weekend. We'll see you next Friday.
Supporting you, we know the quality and service our customers are looking for, and we make sure we deliver. Whether it's uniforms, embroidered or screen printed apparel, promotional products, or a company web store, Sporting You has an experienced team, phenomenal suppliers, and in-house production to make it all happen seamlessly. You think it, we ink it. Our team is here to help your team stand out. Find out more at sportingu.com. That's sporting and the letter U.com.
The Grand Rapids Sports Hall of Fame celebrates the city's rich sports history by honoring prominent West Michigan athletes and those who have contributed greatly to sports on a local, state, or national level. A class is elected each year and then honored at an induction ceremony in the fall. They also prevent annual events in support of West Michigan athletics, and they raise funds to support local youth organizations and charities. Follow them on Facebook or check out the pictures and biographies of all 181 inductees at grsof.com.